Welcome everyone to my channel BioWorld once again. So today again continuing with the same chapter, genetics, that is principle of inheritance and variations. That's part 2. So monohybrid cross, the first generation offspring till we have done last day. So what we did in the first experiment of Mendel, where we proved law of dominance, that is the law of inheritance of Mendel, where we found that while crossing, please look on the board, while crossing pure tall with completely dwarf, what were the offspring? Pure dwarf also you can say. Remember, dwarf is a recessive trait, whereas tall is a dominant trait. So what we found in F1 generation, we found that all of them were tall, but the genotype of the plant was in this way, which I told last day. When there is 2 capital T, that means both the alleles of the character, they are dominating in nature, whereas when there is 1 capital T and 1 small t, remember, one is dominant and the other one is recessive. So this kind of allele formation or gamete formation is called homozygous, when both of the alleles are capital or small, either of them, they are known as homozygous. Whereas one of the allele is capital T, that is one of them is capital and the other is small, that means dominant and recessive both lying together, they are known as heterozygous, or in a simple term we can say hybrid. So in first generation of monohybrid cross, all plants were tall phenotypically, were, and genotypically they were heterozygous tall. So remember, this was the result in first generation. So Mendel was highly confused. He found what happened to my dwarf plant then, where it has gone. So what he did, he crossed them among themselves. That means he self-crossed them. That the offspring which were produced in F1 generation were self-crossed to find out the nature of the offspring produced in F2. So let's start with the second part of the monohybrid cross. So in the second one, the offspring were self-crossed, that is capital T, small t. So they were G2 gametes in the second one, or P2 you can say. So what will be the result in F2 generation? So let's make a Punnett square. So these are the square boxes, gametes, parental gametes would be placed here. So in one of the box capital T, another one small t, again here capital T, small t. So see the resulting gamete production. So capital T will be giving capital T, that is tall. Again we'll go to the phenotype later. First write the genotypes. So capital T, small t. Always remember to write the dominating one first. Capital T, small t. And the last one, small t, small t. So ultimately Mendel got his dwarf plant in the second generation. So in F2, what were the offspring produced? Just see. The first one was tall completely. Second one was also tall. So I'm talking about now phenotypic nature of the plant. So here also tall, And the last one was dwarf. So ultimately Mendel got his character which he was wanting, that what happened while crossing tall with the dwarf, where the dwarf has gone. So in the second generation, when he self crossed the offspring of the first generation, he found that dwarf has come out. That means the character got segregated out of the crossing. So that was law of segregation. So here in the second generation, he got 3 tall plants. That means the phenotypic ratio was 3:1. That is 3 was tall, 1 was dwarf. So if you would be asked in the examination, genotypic ratio, remember you have to segregate according to their genetical makeup, that is genetic fusion. So remember how many was TT, capital T, 1. So it will be 1. How many was capital T, small t, that is heterozygous? It was 2. So 2. How many was small t and small t? It was 1. So please see the lower part of the board. That is capital TT, capital T small t and small t small t. So the ratio has come up to 1:2:1. So this was the genotypic ratio in F2 generation. That was 1:2:1. So phenotypic ratio was 3:1. So 3 were tall, that was observable character, 1 was dwarf. So in this way, Mendel experimented his monohybrid cross, that is taking one pair of contrasting character, and he found out that in the first one, dominating character was expressible, whereas the recessive could not get expressed. In the second, when he self-crossed them, the resulting was each of the character got segregated. So the law of segregation was given accordingly. So what was law of segregation given by Mendel? He expressed the law of segregation as the 2 members of a pair of factors separate during the formation of gametes. This law is also known as law of purity of gametes. So the first was law of dominance, which expressed as out of a pair of contrasting character present together, only one is able to express itself while the other remains suppressed. So one which expresses is known as dominant character, the other which remain unexpressed is called recessive. Whereas law of segregation is defined as the 2 members of a pair of factors separate during the formation of gametes. So remember, this law has to be read according to the law given in the book. So this was monohybrid cross, which explained Mendel 2 laws of inheritances, that is, one was law of dominance and the other of law of segregation. From the monohybrid cross, we have come to know the phenotypic and the genotypic ratio of the plant which were produced by crossing. But what about the genotypic? While seeing the plant, we could not understand whether the plant is homozygous tall or heterozygous tall. Let's see how we'll understand that. So what happened if this is a plant, this is also a plant, looks similar, both are tall. So how we are going to understand which one is homozygous tall and another one is heterozygous tall? That means one gamete has to be TT, another has to be TT. So by phenotypic or by observing the feature externally, we won't be able to understand whether it is homozygous or heterozygous. That is, xenotype could not be understood by seeing external feature. So what has to be done to understand the character, if it is hetero or homo? So that results in one of the another one, that is called test cross. So Mendel, what he did in the test cross, he took the tall plant from F2 generation and crossed it with the homozygous recessive one. That means individually this one and this one will be crossed. That means crossed with whom? That is small t, small t. This one also crossed with small t, small t. So in this way, it will be understood whether the parental character was homozygous tall or heterozygous tall. So individually, if we do the Punnett square, we will understand how the offspring would be produced. Please see the board properly. So if I place here TT, the parental character, and small t, that is a dwarf one. So what will be the resulting offspring? So they all will be tall when it is crossed with homozygous tall with the recessive dwarf. And if see here the next tall plant, if it is crossed, hopefully you can see the video properly and watch it properly and understand and do it by yourself so that you can understand the crosses, parental gametes. So right here T, capital T, here small t, small t. So what will be the resulting offspring? T, T, and then 1 is T, here T, 1 is T, T. Again T, T, small t, small t. So here the Mendel got the dwarf plants separated from the tall. So in this way, to understand the genotype of the parental plant, test cross was done whether the tall plant was homozygous tall or heterozygous tall. So if homozygous tall plant crossed with the dominant recessive trait, all the offspring would be produced will come as tall. Whereas if heterozygous tall crossed with the dwarf, the resulting would be 50-50%, that is 50% tall and 50% dwarf. In this way, test cross defined the nature of the genotype of the gametes. So this was Mendel's monohybrid cross and also test cross. In my next video, I will be coming with the dihybrid cross. Stay tuned. Please watch the channel properly. Do like it, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.